welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to upgrade this iMac 27-inch late 2013, both hardware and software. We're going to make it to the maximum of 32 gigabytes of RAM and also upgrade it with OpenCore Legacy Patcher with macOS Sonoma 14. Let's go. To access the RAM we have to remove this tiny door at the rear of the iMac. First of all we have to lay this iMac flat. Use an old shirt or a bubble wrap or a piece of cardboard. Now that we've put it on this old shirt, we just have to access this tiny door right about here. The way to do that is to press the tiny little button in here. We've repositioned the iMac and we can see that the button is here to release the door. So we press it down with a screwdriver like this and the door pops up. Gently remove it and let go of the button. As you can see on my wobbly hand, each stick of RAM is 8 gigabyte, PC3 12800 or 1600 megahertz. We need 4 of these to get 32 gigabyte. So what we have to do now is remove the I've got a frog in my throat. So what we have to do is remove the old RAM is by pulling up on these two tabs here and push forward. These sticks just come out. Here's one stick of RAM at 4 gigabyte and the other stick of RAM at 4 gigabyte. So we're installing 4 by 8 gigabyte RAM sticks. Label upside down. There are some guides here on the side which allow you to slot in the memory real easily. Just push down, nice and easy. No need to push it too hard, and then you slot this back into place like this. Memory cover goes back on and push down. So you pop the iMac back up in position and turn it on. Alright, check out the specs on this. This has a little bit of a broken hinge here, as you can see there. So we get our unofficial, official box hinge fixer-upper. There, fixed. We fixed up a little bit of glare there. As you can see now, the memory there is 32 gigabytes of 1600 megahertz DDR3 RAM. 1, 2, 3, 4, 32 gig.
1, 2, 3, 4, 32 gig.
So that's our hardware upgrade. Here are some similar iMacs that have the same memory. And you can do the same upgrade install. Now we'll do the software upgrade, which includes installing OpenCore Legacy Patcher from our external hard drive and then upgrade to Sonoma. Let's plug this in. As you can see there, all our partitions of the external hard drive have been mounted. So our OpenCore Legacy Patcher we have on our external hard drive is 1.4.3. So we'll just open up that. So we'll build and install OpenCore for this particular machine. We'll install it to the internal 1 terabyte hard drive and select the EFI partition. To apply the OpenCore, we have to hit the reboot button, then hold down the option key. Hold down the option key, then select the EFI boot. Then macOS Sonoma install. So you have to create a macOS Sonoma install on external USB stick or USB drive. You can do this with the OpenCore Legacy Patcher. There are plenty of tutorials online. Just follow the prompts. Select the install macOS Sonoma and continue, continue, agree, agree. Select the hard drive you want to install it on, then continue. After the pre-installation of Sonoma install, it'll restart and complete the final install on the hard drive. So it's finished installing and it's restarting. So it's just booted off the Macintosh HC with the newly installed Sonoma. The final part of the installation is now being completed. Almost finished. We're up to 98%. After the completion of the Sonoma install on the hard drive, it will reboot to the hard drive with the fresh new Sonoma operating system. Final part of the install. We'll set up the previous wallpaper for the customer. And there you go, 2 simple upgrades. One software, 14.4.1 Sonoma, and one hardware, up to 32 gigabytes of RAM total. Until next time, bye. One hard drive upgrade. Didn't even do a hard drive upgrade. Alright, this is taking its time loading up, so blah blah blah. Apple, apple, apple.